everyone. Welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, and stream live on YouTube. Hi, we're over on YouTube right now. Angering, confusing people. They're like, oh no, whatever. Oh, wait, yeah, it's a video with a chat. I think I can figure out how this works. And they did. Where can they find us, Jill? At LWDW, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, couple more weeks and I'll finally have that memorized. Trying to update all the things, simplifying things, talking about a bunch of great stuff. I was a little late to the get-go myself. I come in here to get things ready, to get things set up. Got a notification. It's like, somebody was just because I got a very old video doorbell that takes a minute to like get that notification. Like person can already do the thing and like somebody was at your door. I'm like, oh, let's go investigate. My HDMI cable showed up.
Oh, your big one.
No, okay. You gotta,
okay.
wait, I got
this
two.
Isn't the 900-foot one?
Two packages. Well, one's awful thick compared to the other one. It is. Oh,
yes, it is.
What's going on? So, my communications with them, like legitimate, and they're like, no, Vin, you cannot have this is fiber optic HDMI. And they're like, which one do you want? I'm like, can I get that 900-foot one? And they're like, no. I'm like, dang, all right. I had to try.
Yeah.
I had to try. So it's like, what would be a reasonable length? I said, well, you send me the 12-meter one. You know, I don't know what that is in freedom units. It plenty long, right? Plenty long. And these are kind of neat because you can unplug the ends of them and just switch out the cable. That's why I said, hey, send me 12 meters, right? And once you send me the 12 meters, send me a length of cable, like a 1 meter length, so I can show like, hey, plug this. I'm not going to do a video on these, but these are probably going to show up. These are going to be like desk cables when I got to plug stuff in. So instead of sending me a length of cable, they just sent me another set of them with for 1 meter. Check this out though. Also got this. Got a new video card.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a big chunky one, double slot. This is
that for the testing of the SteamOS?
Yes. No. Well, no, actually not SteamOS, just regular Steam, but on ARM. So you'll notice Team Red.
Nice.
AMD, the biggest, the baddest, the most bestest video card from AMD that you can buy is in my hand that cost $45 on eBay. So $45 AMD card, you know it's been in the mines, people.
Yeah.
It's lived a hard life. It's reasonably clean. I didn't have to dust too much nonsense out of it. And
that's nice.
It's only a little bit cursed. Only a little bit cursed, which was good to see. It didn't immediately explode. Like when you, let me know like in the chat if you're watching this later on, or right now. This is like the first AMD card I had outside of like APUs, and I've had ATI cards in the past, but the BIOS screen, like when you first start it up, it is absolutely cursed. It's a kaleidoscope of nightmares, man. And it's just but then it like kicks in, like, you know, like you boot Ubuntu, right?
Yeah.
That initial one is like just garbled. You can tell something's going on there. It looks like a artistic impression. Then it like kicks in, I guess, like when the firmware loads.
Oh, and, yeah. The XFX cards have done that to me as well.
Oh, man. It works. Very impressive stuff. Stay tuned to what I'm working on interfacing Linux. That's in the pipeline. I got to finish the Steam OS project that I'm working on. I was talking in the live show before we started recording about like I was being lazy. I should have finished doing the voice work on that last night. I had a chance. I opted to do something else, but maybe that'll get knocked out a bit later. So yeah, I got HDMI cables to play with. Got a brand new AMD new to me video card, 8 gigs. It is a 970. So it can do some 1080p gaming. And according to AMD, 8 gigs is all you need, Joe.
Yeah. This is true.
So you're having a good time playing Genshin still?
Yeah. As always, like, you know, I posted a couple new pictures in chat, and I just love it.
I will have Infinity Nikki stories.
Yes, I can't wait for that too, because I enjoy Infinity Nikki. So I've been kind of going back and forth between the two.
Fun times. Let's go ahead and hop into it this week, everybody. I want to talk to you about the best desktop. Okay, let's just go ahead and say XFCE is the best desktop manager that you can run, period. We all know that. There's no argument there. That if you ask anybody running Linux, they're like, yeah, of course it's XFCE.
Well, I personally love it too. So,
and, we just all agree on that. But, Linux is about options. It's about choices. So, like maybe one of these other upstarts are going to come and dethrone it. Well, you got Team GNOME. And then you got this other kid, KDE. They've been going at it in the background since I can remember, man. Like, I remember, like 20 years ago, we were fighting about this stuff. But I always like talking about it. Been using them both a lot. Been spending a lot of time in GNOME, but I'm also using KDE a lot now because I'm playing around with SteamOS. Liking them both. Not having like a strong opinion. Something I talked about with Jordan on Saturday of like, yeah, we're kind of at the point of like, yeah, they're pretty samey. They get the job done. Like, there's not like a... But KDE's one-upping things just a little bit. Big KDE, the industry that is the cool desktop environment. Jill, they want to steal users away from that tiny upstart and Microsoft, that little company. Not the ones clinging to Windows 10 because they're not ever going to get rid of, the people still running Windows 7, right? Not these weirdos. No, they're not going after those. There's no point in trying to convince those people. Every major upgrade of Windows, there's like, I'll never upgrade from this. There's still somebody with a 98 machine out there. No. They are going after the ones with no upgrade path because of the TPM or Windows 11 just like, no, I do not support your hardware. You don't get an upgrade to this, which is always unfortunate. And that time is ticking down because October of the 14th, Windows 10 is getting 86. That's good. It's like, it's not supported anymore. And like I said, the cold dead hand people, they don't care. They're like, whatever, I'll just keep running it unsecure. Oh, man, wow. KDE's taking a stab at them. KDE for the Windows 10 Exiles. Upgrade your software, not your computer. And they make a couple of good cases in here, man. No more updates and the like. All previous version of Windows, they're just like, don't worry about it. Come over here. Your computer's toast. Booga booga. Not really. Hey, they even brought it up in the article. I should have read this more thoroughly, October. I wouldn't look that up. I was like, I'm being responsible and reporting. But, they just kind of walk you through this and, they tell you some things will be different if you switch over to Linux, but I think they did a good job here. Some things might not work at all. And they even advise you, like, hey, you're going to have questions. They have a helpful list of Linux user groups, in MeetSpace and virtually as well that you could just go ask some questions about. And especially if you're the type of person who's willing to install an operating system, because you are a very, very special person indeed. You are in the rarest of rare. And inside of our bubble, we don't pay attention to that. It's not Linux, it's not Windows, it's not Mac. It's the type of person. Look at the cube. See, you can't resist the cube. They know how to sell this stuff. If you're going to be installing an OS, if you're curious about doing it, learning that's brilliant. Linux, Windows, BEOS, we're just that hyper minority of weirdos and that are like, yeah, this is a computer. We can do a bunch of different stuff with it. It's not like the one thing machine, or I just don't immediately run out to the store and go buy a new MacBook. So yeah, if you're curious, the resources are available. This is, a little bit tongue in cheek with us right here. But most importantly, they mentioned there are many other desktop environments for Linux, GNOME, XFCE, Mate, Cinnamon, LXQT. And I thought this was a good thing. It's kde.org for Win 10 Exiles. There'll be a link in the show notes. So yeah, and like I said, don't expect some things to work that you would on Windows, which is true for anything. You can say that for Mac or anything like that. Trust your package manager. Pretty good package manager in KDE. I like that. The Discover, it is called Discover. It's right there in front of me. Read the screen, Vin.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. What are we going to miss? Keeping your files and folders, back your stuff up. No virus or viral scams. For the most part, no more. Okay, see that's how I sell it right there. This is like one of the things I like to bring up. No more ads, no more spyware leaking your activity. Like running a black box operating system that's doing shrug emoji, to 100% on that. No forced updates. some people need forced updates. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I'm just saying, if you're setting up a PC for the person that's not into the PCs, make sure they get automatic updates. No surprise app changes, except, when Firefox is all of a sudden a snap now. Hi, Canonical. No forced regret. Yeah. So, just a good little page. I like to see stuff like this. I think they're doing fun. They might want to change this image right here at the top, though, because it starts off with KDE for Windows 10 Exiles, and your first thoughts will force you to sit on a wet road eating takeout with a laptop. And I'm like, but maybe that's aspirational. Who knows, man? What are your thoughts?
So I thought it was cool also, Vin, that they talked about this over at Windows Central. On the article over there, I was really impressed. This is so nice. What a breath of fresh air coming from Windows Central, talking about the Windows 10 Exiles moving over to KDE. And I actually love this quote from Richard Devine over at the Windows Central website. He says, if you can't budget to buy a new PC, perhaps you should give Linux a go. Whether it's a distro using KDE or not, I'm a big believer in prolonging the useful life of a piece of hardware. I still run a small home server on a 13-year-old Mac Mini thanks to Linux. But we can't be quiet about the problem being created. Speaking of Windows 10 being deprecated by Microsoft and them telling you to get rid of your old computer and buy a new one, it's ridiculous. So it's just so sad. We don't need more computers in the landfill. I mean, come on, Microsoft. It's depressing.
It's going to be less computers, though. I think ultimately, like when I really think about this, and I take off my hey, we're having a fun podcast, let's make some jokes hat, and I look at it, analytical bits of my brain. This is probably going to drive reduce the because how many people are going to be like, do I really need a laptop? Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. That's going to be the end of that conversation. Or you get a work laptop or whatever. I guess I'll just buy, an iDevice or whatever it is. They're just going to be I don't know, man.
Or at the very least, buy a Chromebook.
Chromebook, or just use their Android, whatever they got. Can I probably just use this handheld device? And that makes me a little bit sad.
Yeah. Well, there are plenty of laptops in the $100 to $200 range on Amazon and eBay that are great to put Linux on. So
plenty of things. And, again, when we were dealing with a translation later of us, we're talking about a computer as a cool wonder box that we can make it do a lot of stuff, as opposed to this is the appliance that does this thing.
Yeah.
This is my Netflix machine. This is my Excel machine. And you got to keep all that in mind, reduce that tunnel vision. So with Microsoft going to 11, people seem to like 11, the people that are running it. Will it help Linux adoption? It's going to save a few, and don't, that's better than nothing. Take what we can get right there. Some people will go, wait a minute, and Linux is going to be there for them, because what are they going to do? Just stick on Windows 10? No.
Yeah, no.
They'll do something. All right. So, Canonical, we got Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Coming up, new version coming out. Been playing with Ubuntu. Ubuntu is not bad as long as I posted a screenshot last night in Discord, and I realized I was I forgot to rip the snaps out of it.
Yeah.
I did Canonical. Why? Because it's got 3 to 5 snaps in there installed. For what reason? None. So I'm running Snap and the Snap daemon and on take all that fun stuff out. Ubuntu 25.10 is going to drop support for X. Panic
ensues.
Not really. I mean, really, they're going to do it, but I don't know how panicky. you want to get about it. Let me see if I can get over here. Ubuntu is dropping support for GNOME. Finally, KDE. Oh, wait, no. Oh, just on X11. Well, we can
just on X11, yeah.
Starting with 2510, Ubuntu is going to be getting rid of support for GNOME on Xorg. GNOME is planning to remove Xorg support for 49, so like, why not? They thought it would be a good time. Ubuntu 2510 is going to be shipping October 9th. And that means no XGNOME on the next LTS 2604. But pro users can still install X11 if they need to. You know, if you have to do things like calibrate your color, or, you know, you need screen reader accessibility and stuff like that, that we're still waiting on for the Waylands. Yeah, man, like nobody seems devastated by this.
Yeah. Well, Wayland's running a lot better these days. Me and Ven have been running it for a while.
It runs good on like ARM devices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your software recommendations for like, when I say like pro software and stuff like that, my touchstone is like Fusion, DaVinci Resolve, and they've all switched over. You know, they were doing Red Hat and they've switched over to Rocky because like that long-term support, because like you call up tech support and you're like, hey, I'm on Ubuntu, whatever, running Wayland, or, you know, and Pipewire, they're like, bye. Like, here's your system requirements. Go build your Linux workstation with this, using this exact version of the driver for your NVIDIA card, you nerd, and then we'll help you out with tech support. At least that's been my experience with Blackmagic.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you got to worry about it. Like for desktop users, I think Wayland's got everybody covered except for the accessibility stuff. I wish they weren't dragging on that so hard. That does seem to be like a very much like, we'll get to it, but that would be nice.
I'm looking forward to System 76 Cosmic, because that's accessibility done great on Wayland. So that'll
we'll have to see, like, you know, what's the screen reader situation going to be like with that. I don't know. I don't. But yeah, 2510, no Xorg for GNOME, which,
yeah,
I mean, I don't think about it like for like the desktop stuff I'm doing with like, especially like these single board computers, like Wayland works. That's what I've been saying. Like your desktop stuff, you want to play your video games, I don't think you're going to run into a problem with it.
Yeah. And this is so interesting, Ben, because last week, you know, we talked about Ubuntu 25.10, you know, making the Rust-based alternative sudo RS the default now, and not the sudo that was written in C that everyone's been using for years and years. So that was a big announcement, and now we have this one, and this is actually huge. We're getting lots of big news from Canonical and Ubuntu, and
well, I mean, the whole like getting like the X thing, this is following on the heels after Fedora already did it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that, you know, it makes sense. All the big distributions are going to fall in place. And personally, I think, you know, this is going to be obviously the year of Wayland. It might not be the year of the Linux desktop, but it is the year of Wayland.
Wayland will be legitimate once we have a full implementation of XFCE available for it. Not before, not after.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
That's my touchstone.
Yeah. But for us Ubuntu Linux users, actually what this will mean is that the GNOME Display Manager will no longer show the Ubuntu on Xorg option, and GNOME sessions based on GNOME Shell and Mutter are now Wayland only. And X11 applications will still work on Ubuntu Wayland sessions as usual with X Wayland. And if you require Xorg, you can still install it and use non-GNOME desktop environments like me and Ven do.
Now, if we could just get a system in place for Wayland so I could use my KVM over IP.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be great. then I wouldn't need a keyboard plugged into this machine over here. Like I could treat it like a real computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like Arthur mentioned in chat that we've talked about here. Ven needs those tools.
Well, here's the thing, man.
know.
Like Wayland's got this still death by 1,000 cuts thing right now. There's so many like edge cases that need to be cleaned up. I agree that the big stuff's there. It's working. That's what I just said, you know, to like anybody listening to me. I'm like, the majority of stuff's there. The edge stuff, you're going to run into video stuff. You're going to run into like very basic things, at least to me, like I can't use a KVM over IP without a keyboard and mouse plugged into that machine. Yeah. To like go over to that machine and agree to that every time. There's a $5,000 bounty for this particular bug. That we're still waiting on. It does look like KDE, and this is like another thing we're going to have to wait on because everybody's got to implement their, you know, they're going to have their own take on this. KDE's going to, looks like they're pushing something upstream that'll allow some permanence to that choice of like, hey, this thing, you know, in other devices, no movement on GNOME whatsoever. Like once that's there, I'll have an even better opinion of Wayland.
Yeah, and once like you said, once XFCE gets full Wayland support, I'm running X Wayland right now with XFCE. The X Screen Shooter app will start working again.
X Screen Shooter.
Yeah, or Screen Shooter. the screen capturing app in XFCE. I
didn't even know there was one, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the name of it.
Nah, like I use like my two tools. If I'm recording a desktop for everybody out there, like the one, like I don't even know what you'd use on Wayland. I know like this. You're talking like for like screenshots or like recording video?
Oh, screenshots.
Screenshots. All right.
It's officially called the XFCE4 Screen Shooter. That's the name of it. Just check.
I have no idea what it was called.
Just hit print screen
or print screen or like I have a dedicated button on. You know, both KDE and GNOME do that very well under Wayland.
Yeah, they do.
Like no problems there. I think except on like KDE, you got to remember I like click save because I remember I did one. I'm like, yay, it's there, and I was going to like go grab it, and I'm like, where did it go? And I'm like, oh, I didn't. Oh, you got to click save on this guy. All right, and GNOME just like just puts it in your pictures folder. I'm like, all right, cool. They'll get
it fixed. My workaround right now is using Scrot in the terminal.
No, Jill, you got an Android phone right there. Take a picture of the screen.
Oh, jeez, I should, huh? Right now.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you need a screenshot? Here you go. Right click and get the pixels right in there.
Here you go.
Yeah. That's how you take screenshots.
I don't think I've ever done that when I've been live. That's cool, Ben. Good thinking.
Life hack.
Yes.
I give it, man. I've seen people, well, I think we've all seen people like either in Discords or in forum threads over the years, like somebody who just, it doesn't click with them that they can take screenshots of like their desktop and it's just filled with like bad mobile phone pictures where you're like trying to read the text. You're like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
So everybody, a while back now, how long ago has it been? I did a little video on a router board. It was incredibly blue, Jill.
Yeah, I remember.
And it wasn't the most recent. Man, I've done a couple. I'm like cycling through these right now. I'm over here on interfacinglinux.com. Go check it out. It's the best website ever made. Because I just did this one. That's a blue one. Then I did that. What? Yeah, I haven't even reviewed that one yet. But this
I just realized it should be orange because it's orange pie.
Which one?
The blue one should be orange.
Oh, the background's orange. Oh, the pie itself? Yeah, it should be, dude. Yeah, dude. I agree with you. We're talking about banana pie. This is the one I did a while back.
Yeah.
This video won't stop. The amount of interest in this has just like, you know, I don't know, man. Like, what's the word? Like, this is getting over 33,000 views on this video, which I thought, dude, it's a little router board. You can plug some Ethernet cables. It was like 400 or 500 people are going to watch this. Why? Because it doesn't even have HDMI out on it, Joe.
Yeah.
You got to plug in not even a JTAG, but UART to it. And
yeah.
Well, apparently a bunch of people took a bunch of interest in it and they're making a better one. Jill's going to tell you all about it.
Yeah. So Banana Pi has released a new single board computer, the Banana Pi BPI R4 Pro, which is suitable for cluster networks and robotics applications.
Look at that shocker.
Isn't it amazing? There are, count them, 9 networking ports. 4 Ethernet ports are available, each with a maximum data transfer rate of 2.5 gigabits per second, and 2 connectors supporting 10 gigabit connections through RJ45 and SFP, although some ports are combined and cannot be used simultaneously. But regardless, that's really impressive. 9 networking ports on a single board computer. And the Banana Pi BPI R4 Pro also features Wi-Fi modules with Wi-Fi 7 support, can be retrofitted with mobile network cards, and a SIM card slot is also included. That's awesome. And it is based on a MediaTek MT7988A with 4 Cortex A73 cores and up to 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 8 gigabytes of eMMC flash storage, and can be expanded with the usual micro SD memory card or via M.2 SSDs. Sweet. And it also has a USB 3.2 and USB 2.0 ports for external storage and connections and whatnot. But it doesn't have an HDMI port like Ven has encountered before with the Banana Pi, but you can use a USB to HDMI converter instead. And they even linked one on the webpage on Amazon that was inexpensive that you could use. So this is pretty sweet. Wow. It's huge too.
It's pretty chunky. One of the things you need to like pay attention to is like what Jill mentioned is there's multiple 10 gig, because you're taking a look at this. You see the 2 fiber optic cages, your SFP plus 10 gigs of pop. One's WAN, one's LAN. But this guy over here to the left and to the right, one of those is also 10 gig Ethernoodle, so copper. So you can pull your remaining hair out trying to make that work. And
yeah,
it's just stacked up, man. with a dual 10 gig. It's got the cellular modems on it, NVMe on the back, 5 2.5 gig Ethernoodles on the front for those of you who are like, I like slightly faster than gigabit Ethernet. And it supports that Wi-Fi 7 module. I got like that thing sitting over in a box. It's like $120. I feel guilty. Like I didn't even ask for it. They just sent it to me and I'm like, yeah, it powers up. Neat. Cool. I don't have anything with Wi-Fi 7 in this house, man.
Yeah, me neither.
So much like the Banana Pi BPI R4, this is going to be in desperate need of somebody making a good case for it. Now, okay, there's 2 problems I have with this. This has got a critical flaw that the one I reviewed, the little baby brother of this one.
Yeah.
Which, let me know what you think. I absolutely have nothing but seething rage for having the power on the front. You got to plug the barrel jack for the power into the front of the unit. So you got this thing in a rack, you get a power cord hanging out of the front.
Yeah.
Why is that a problem? Well, I can take down your network by walking by it and unplugging it.
Yeah, good point.
That's how. That's a problem. I don't like that. You're like, well, just flip it around. I'm like, okay, that's going to be in the back of the rack. Then I'm going to crawl behind the rack to plug in an Ethernet cord. Like, you see these front facing, no power, plug it in the front. That design always seems a bit questionable, but it's a really good board. You can be able to stack a lot of storage onto it, and it will probably have OpenWRT support by the time it ends up launching and official support, which is always good. Yeah.
Absolutely. That would be perfect for a router.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get out of here, old Jeffy, he had a little issue with YouTube's automated AI. We know better than you. Surprise. One of your videos is going to destroy humanity.
I know.
And we must protect the innocence and the youth by removing it or disabling monetization or giving you a warning. Tell us this tale, Jill Bryan.
Oh, so one of our favorite tech YouTubers and fellow Linux enthusiasts here on LWW, and he's even been in on LWW live streams and chat, Jeff Geerling. Unfortunately, he has ran into some issues on YouTube, as a lot of YouTubers have, including Vin. So we've had issues here at Linux Gamecast too with different videos. So, but the sad thing is Jeff has received 2 community guideline violations for demonstrating the use of LibreElec on a Raspberry Pi 5 for 4K video playback on a video he posted on his @JeffGeerling YouTube channel. On his LibreElec on the Pi 5 video,
This
he
monster,
encouraged...
it's so dastardly. I just noticed the video. I replaced my Apple. How dare you, Jeff? How
yes,
dare
you?
With
Yes,
a Raspberry
he did.
Pi.
Yeah.
That's not even shiny and silver. That remote probably has more than 2 buttons on it, doesn't it? Oh, no wonder. Very harmful indeed.
Yes. So on his LibreElec on the Ras Pi 5 video, he encouraged viewers to create their own self-hosted media centers using LibreElec on a Raspberry Pi 5, which has been taken down by YouTube. And YouTube stated that his video promoted, and quote, they said, dangerous or harmful content that describes how to get unauthorized or free access to audio or audiovisual content, software, subscription services, or games that usually require payment isn't allowed on YouTube. And Jeff, his rebuttal was, I supposedly avoid demonstrating any of the tools with a suffix that rhymes with car that are popularly used to circumvent purchasing movie, TV, and other media content, or any tools that automatically slurp up YouTube content. Oh boy. And fortunately, the video was reinstated a day later on YouTube in what Jeff states, after what I presume is a human review process. I wish it didn't take making noise on socials to get past the AI deny process. Oh, geez.
This is a real issue.
Yeah, this is a real problem. And the irony is, this video was a year old, originally published on YouTube back in May of 2024, and had over 1 million views.
Oh, you never know.
I'm like why now?
I'm not logged into that. To tell everybody just how backwards and how much of a dark timeline is one thing YouTube has for creators is copyright content match. Yeah. So if they detect somebody's like taking your videos and using stuff that you've uploaded, they'll be like, hey, this has matched your video. Would you like to request that it be removed? And for whatever reason, it thinks that I owned the entirety of the new Tomb Raider series, the video games. I have 80 pages of like potential violations that I can't like take them down, but I can like send YouTube a request to have them removed. Like, it's broken.
Wow.
It's chaos overlord. And what Jeff said there, you have to go to like YouTube, and you got to get lucky. If you're a small creator, you're just stuffed, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing you can do. You know, you got 10 followers and you made a great video that's cool and it's informative, and like the AI detection system is like, no, this is harmful. Why? Well, I don't. It's harmful. Nothing you can do. You can appeal it, and you're going to appeal to the same, you know, schizoid, like whatever machine algorithm that you're dealing with is going to be like, rah. That's what it says too. That's what it types back. It just types in rah. I don't know exactly how that's spelled, but I guarantee you, you'll just get denied, and like, you just give up. But what was the solution to this? Just wait it out, and it worked out.
Yeah. So, you know, I was going to say, you know, poor Jeff, that, you know, YouTube AI is at it again, but this time worse. Because I actually remember Jeff's drama with his awesome Jellyfin install video that was taken down in October of 2024. And it already had been on YouTube for 2 years. So this is the second time it's happened to his videos. And for this recent video, he ended up putting the LibreElec on the Raspberry Pi 5 video on the Internet Archive, which was awesome, and also on his Float Plane channel. And Jeff had a really great great thoughts on what's going on. And in the article, he stated, apparently, self-hosting open source media library management is harmful. Who knew open source software could be so subversive? YouTube was and still is a creative anomaly. I'm hugely thankful to my Patreon, GitHub, and Floatplane supporters, and I hope to have direct funding fully able to support my work someday. But until that time, YouTube's AdSense revenue and vast reach is kind of a golden handcuff. Maybe the handcuffs are fool's gold, and I just don't see it yet. Yeah.
Let me give everybody a bit of sage advice, something for you to wrap your minds around. Here's how you need to treat YouTube. This is how I treated YouTube. Now, I've never chased after like YouTube stardom or anything. Why? You got to look at YouTube for what it is at its core. YouTube is a content delivery network that pays you.
Yeah.
No more, no less, you know. So, like, that's all they are, is a CDN. They show up and they can just poof. Because I know I can wake up tomorrow morning, my YouTube channel's gone, I have no recourse.
Mm-hmm.
None. So, up until like when I've started doing the interfacing Linux YouTube, I've been putting some work into that. And, you know, it's been reflecting that. You know, I do a lot more traffic on that than anything I've previously done, but that's by design because I'm building that channel. But I know, even with that, you can wake up and like Jeff discovered there. And that sounds like an extreme thing, but there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cases of people who woke up that morning and like the YouTube channel is gone. Why? Well, you committed, you know, 3 copyright strikes or whatever, like you're locked out, deal with it. And they might be a small creator. And there you go. So that's a very apt way of looking at it. Like, yeah, it does provide, it is good. It's how you get your content out. You know, if you're doing medium, long form, and now shorts, that is the place to go. But your boss there is a machine that will not tell you exactly what it wants, but it will punish you severely if you get it wrong. Mm-hmm. You gotta kind of just stay on that. And there's, you know, I see are there and bringing up PeerTube. PeerTube, you know, everybody's tried to take a crack at it. I think Floatplane, you know, that one has been built for like long-term sustainability. So that's still going to be around, you know, at least as long as like the Linus Media Group is. So I'm not against that. Outside of that, you know, we had like Odyssey, you know, PeerTube, like we said there, Library. Who knows? Who knows? I'm glad he didn't have to go through too much of a hassle. I hate that anybody has to go through that hassle of playing the social media, kick the hornet's nest, and you play roulette because you're never guaranteed to get somebody at YouTube to go, oh, that was an issue. Now, here's what I originally thought. Now, once I found out it was Jeff, I'm like, no, he wouldn't do that. But I've seen people like, man, I got copyrighted, not a copyright straight, but community guidelines, something along those lines for a video I made about setting up my own media server. And I'm like, homie, you spent 30 minutes telling people how to set up BitTorrent and pirate stuff. So, yeah, you probably did. Or they tell you about, you know, how to get around, circumvent YouTube, things like that. Jeff knows not to do any stuff like that.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
it sucks, man. I'm glad that's just a headache that you don't want to deal with, but that's part of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You just got to play around with it. Yeah. Roll with it.
2 of my favorite YouTubers recently, one got completely taken down and didn't know why. There was no recourse. They didn't have any information for several months. And everyone was giving them extra donations on Patreon because we were informed that there were problems, and it was just horrible. It was over. This was a family travel channel, and they said there was, not correct words in their videos, which is the exact opposite. They have children, so it was bad. Yeah, they basically told the creators that they were, using foul language, which they were not.
No, it's a complete hit or miss. I'll give you an exact thing. I put out some shorts for Linux Gamecast like this week, which are just clips from the main show. They're like 30 seconds to a minute long. One of the shorts was flagged for reduced, what do you call it? It wasn't advertiser friendly. They're like, it limited promotion. You guys are just a little too obscene in this clip. Here's the problem. It's just a clip from the main show.
Yeah.
Greenlit. No problems. No issues identified in the main show.
Yeah.
The exact same audio. Nothing's been changed. Nothing edited. Nothing censored. I literally clipped it out, made it a clip, and it's like, nope, that one's a bit too naughty. I'm like, so you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, yeah. Then I remember there were several videos here on LWW that got tagged, and we don't even use foul language on the show. I've been on YouTube 13 years, man. Coming up on 14 years. Like it's just part of the game. Like Jeff knows it's part of the game. We all know it's part of the game. He's got to roll with it. It sucks. And I hate that he had to go through that hassle. I'm glad it all got worked out. Same
all right.
Here.
Running a bit long this week. Everybody, go like and subscribe. I think I got notifications set up on the live stream. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, it should pop up a little thing and be like, somebody has subscribed. And if it doesn't, I'll be like, well, that didn't work, but we tried. So youtube.com/LinWDW. I'm gonna get it right.
You did it at LinWDW.
Yeah. Trying to figure it out. Hopefully it'll make it easier to find. And if you like the show, you can head over to linuxgamecast.com if you want the audio version. Why? Because it's a podcast, man. One of those old school things that you can put in a podcatcher. Actually, you can get us on iTunes, Spotify, all these other places. Let's see. Amazon Music, Podcast Index, that's still around. Email, I don't even know how that works, but apparently you can. Pandora, RSS, it's all self-hosted. Talk about self-hosted. All of this business, not tracking. You can just download it right from lwdwpod.linuxgamecast.com if you want. And of course, the video versions of the show right here on YouTube. And if you can't make the live show, that's cool. I put the live and uncut version up for our patrons. If you're a patron of Linux Gamecast, you can get access to that. They'll be up later this afternoon, the video version, along with a podcast version, which we have the pre-super shows and custom RSS feed for patrons, which gets you the pre-super shows and the uncut stuff and all the other little things we like to throw your way as a thank you for supporting the show. Give the video a like, as Jill said earlier.
Yes.
That helps.
Like and subscribe.
More than anything else.
Bam.
Not the live stream. The video. I love it. I get 400 views on an episode. And I'm like, listen, man, I understand. Our audience is audio, but I get it. 400's a lot of people to watch for me, a video podcast, right? I'm like, all right, that's a lot. And it'll be 3 thumbs up. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. Be like me and Ven. I like every video, every content creator I'm subscribed to.
I know,
like
it's really hard. I gotta get Steve
to
tell me what you watch so I can go in and put down thumbs on everything just to even it out. It's a lot of work. It's very exhausting.
Yes.
And if you dislike it, make sure you hit thumbs down twice to let YouTube really know. There you go. I think that's probably going to be the last time I shill for thumbs up and likes and stuff like that. But it does help, not just us, everybody else, especially small creators, because I've already got to the point with interfacing Linux and I knew the free ride was over because on my dashboard, the suggestion said, so if you gave us some money, we could get you a lot more. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
We're that part of the relationship, aren't we? YouTube being like, yeah, we are. I'm like, yeah, okay, I got to start paying you. Lovely. Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. Come hang out in our super secret Discord. Trackmania 2 TM Crew, alive and kicking, doing amazing things, having great times. We're getting together 5 p.m. on Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. on Fridays. I'd love you to come join with us. We got a server back here in this rack running on a Raspberry Pi that we get together and go through the latest and greatest maps for a puzzle platforming game. Don't let the wheels scare you. If you're into physics puzzles, this is going to be your gem, even if you've never touched it. TM2 Stadium, all the launch codes and everything you need to get part of that community, especially on Fridays. We get together and play the biggest, weirdest obstacle courses that you've ever seen, even if you just want to tune in. We'd love to see it at TM2C over on YouTube. We'll be streaming over there. having a great time, inviting everybody to come play. So, yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Well, we got a support tab over on Linux Gamecast. We got wish list. We got stores, all that fun stuff. Stay tuned to what I got coming up. Going to be playing with my, maybe I can make a jump rope, Joe.
That's going to be cool. Yeah.
That's good. And see, that's going to be like the quote on my tombstone, because I'll snap my neck, I'll trip, and it'll say, that's going to be cool, Jill Bryant. We got that. I got the video card, gaming stuff coming in droves on Interfacing Linux. We're building a real Steam machine, not Bazite, not something else, actual Steam OS. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Yay.
We're going to go through those steps, and we're going to play around with it, see what works, what doesn't, because it's always going to be a bit of a carp shoot, because it's not official hardware. But give you an idea what you can expect. Then after that, we're coming back with it, but we're going to play with that 12-core ARM beast I got. And we're going to put this brand new mining card that I got for $40 on eBay into it. And we're going to play some Steam games. And it's going to surprise everybody, because I've seen people, speaking of people that we just talked about, like Jeff, Linus Tech Tips, they've used those Ampere rigs. Old Man Vin knows a thing or two about setting this stuff up. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to blow them both out of the water.
Yay.
For a fraction of the price. So you stay tuned. Old Man Vin still got a couple of tricks in store for you. But it is time to cue the what kind of music, Jill?
The bouncy LWDW outro music.
You're right. It is. Let's see those credits.
Yay. Thank you to our advisor, Artharian. Our executive producers, Barbrandt, Scott, Atomic, 12345, KR Ducky, Drummer, our Chicago Kicks Mules level, Glorious Egg Roll, Basil, Empty, our Sea Monsters, System T, Writer X Machina.
Hey, look, it's Jill and Steve.
Yeah, that was the first time I mentioned last week. And to our lovely chairlings, some of which are in chat, like Mere PPC.
Oh, fun show, fun times. Thanks everybody showed up for the first time. We've been back on YouTube in a while. We've been on, like, we've done this show just on YouTube. We've multi-streamed this on YouTube. We've done, like, nobody, like, we might be on Twitch again or whatever comes after that. This is just like, hey, let's see how this feels. Pretty smooth. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you get any questions about, your Linuxy things, I got some forums over on Interfacing Linux. Hit me up there or hop into our Discord over at Linux Gamecast. See you then. Plenty of what? Oh, happiness and joy, not deviousness and malicious Linux things you can get up to. No, happy and joyous Linux things. Oh, you can be a little devious with it. I won't tell anybody. Till next week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you all.